Hello everyone and welcome to episode 25 of the ZooKeeper series. Today is the world tour. This is a thing I've been hyping up for the last 5 episodes, and I am so ready to show off everything that I've done in the world so far, which is actually quite a bit of stuff. I'm going to start out over at my starter home, not at the 00 where my world officially started, but where my journey in the world started. This is my little house. It's in the mountain, and it's pretty cute. This is where I've been living for the entirety of this series. Hasn't changed or anything. Pretty simple for a little house. Just some storage over there, utilities, more storage and stuff with the mods, as well as this little basement, which holds all of the animals, which some of these are actually, well, besides that one, are actually getting pretty empty. And yeah, that's my illegal animal basement there. This is Spot. He is my little buddy. He's my turtle friend. He can ride on my shoulder, which is adorable. I love Spot. He is very cute. He sits on the table. He likes it there. We have fun. If I go downstairs, I've got a few more things. Just some animals down here. I have quite a few villagers, but none that give me mending books. I've got so many librarians. This used to be a storage area. And then I've got this massive farm. This thing, if we take a look on the map here, you can see on the outer 2 layers I have wheat, and then I've got some carrots, potatoes, pumpkins and melons, beetroot, and sugarcane. Ton of stuff down here. This is where I make all my kibble. Down there is just more mine, and then I have a little minecart rail that I'll ride on over to my spider farm. For the animal nets, you need string, so I knew I needed a source of string fairly early, and then I found this spider spawner in an abandoned mine shaft and decided to use that. Here's my farm. They just spawn in there. There's a spawner and they flow down here, and I got my little enchantment set up and a way into a ton more mine shafts, which again on the map you can see this is a huge amount of mine shafts over here. Back home now, I just got another portal and some nether wart, as well as quite a few apple trees, my apple grove, because I need apples to make kibble to tame animals. Flying on over to the desert right by my house, you can see I've torn out quite a bit of desert here. This is a huge area that I've just decided to demolish because I need sand for concrete. Alright, that's pretty much all for my little home area. Now it's time to actually travel over to the zoo. But before that, here is a village that is right by my house. This is really the reason I decided to settle down where I did. There's still a few villagers in here, actually. I haven't taken them all down into my home. There's still some here, having a nice time. But that is pretty much all for other things besides the zoo that I've done. So I'm going to start off the zoo tour how someone would actually start off, and that is in the parking lot, where in the previous episode I parallel parked cars. Yes. These cars are all pretty cool. I really like how it gives all the life to this area with having the vehicles actually in the parking lot. There's no official entrance yet. That is to come in a future episode, so stick around for that. But I'm going to start up here on the surface with all of these surface exhibits. First, the hippos. Hippos are very cute. There's quite a few of them down here having a swim in the pool, in their little pool area. Really like it. They've got a nice sheltered area. Almost all the animals have a sheltered area where they can go and obviously hide from people, have their little alone time. Moving on over, we've got the Grant's gazelle exhibit. These guys are very small and very cute. I love them. And now the rhinos. Rhinos like to eat hay bales, hence the reason there's a ton of hay bale piles around. But these guys also have a nice little hidey hole area, and they got a little water source, all the little things, very cool. On over here is the lions. There are 3 females and 1 male lion. He's over there. In here they've got a nice big area to run around, and actually inside that rock is their little hidey hole. Behind us is the zebras. They got their little hidey area, and then they've got this whole area to run around and have a nice time. Then we've got the Cape Bushbuck exhibit. These guys are very small. I've got 3 of them, and they're very adorable. They have this little area to run around in, and they like to eat hay bales. Here are the Brazilian tapirs. These guys like leaves, and there's their little hidey hole. That guy was just in it a few moments ago. And I'm pretty sure there's 1 female right over there. And here is the giraffes. This is actually the first exhibit that I built in this series. There are 3 giraffes in here, and they've got a nice open area with tons of leaves on the trees to eat, as well as currently a grown over. This place is supposed to be a little bit more open, I think. Let me just bust up some of the leaves in here. And now this area is kind of like a feeding area. So you can come in here, you can grab some leaves, you can feed them to the giraffes. Nice area for people to just come and interact with the animals. I also have park benches laid around everywhere so people have a nice area to sit down and chillax. And then they've got their little hidey area back in there. Over here by the hippos, we've got the elephant exhibit. These guys also really like the water. They're swimming over there and swimming over here. I think they're stuck in that current. Must perform an elephant rescue. There we are. The elephants have been rescued. That little water source. Okay, well, most of that water source has been filled in. They've got all this water area, and they've got a very cool umbrella over there to keep them out of the heat if they'd like to go under that. That's their quote-unquote hidey hole, because these guys are so massive that they really can't have just like a little hole area with having this huge amount of water. Right on over here we have some leopards. They've got their hidey hole again in the rock. I really like putting these giant rocks in the middle and having them able to go in there. But yeah, there they are. These guys, they make a lot of noise. They are very talkative creatures. And then on over here, we've got the koalas, who make quite an interesting noise. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They've got their tree to climb up in, a few tire swings, as well as some scratching posts and a lot of foliage in here. So they don't really have a hiding area, but they can kind of chill out behind the tree or whatever, and people can't really see them as well. On over here to the meerkat exhibit, where there are a ton of these little guys in here. They're very cute. They enjoy hanging out along the glass here. They kind of get in each other's space quite a bit. Really, the best part about this exhibit, you have to see from the inside. It is these little kind of hidey hole things for them. It's pretty much just holes in the rock back here that they can go into, and because they're only a block tall, they can kind of run around in here. They've got a nice little area back there that they can chill in. I've seen them come in and out of here quite a bit, actually. They really like this area. But there is the meerkat exhibit. Finally, over here we have bats. Now these are just regular Minecraft bats, so they're all name tagged. And they've got this nice little dark cave area. They like hanging out on the ceiling right here by the glass. If I walk close to them, they'll all fly around. Let me just get them all. There, that's cool. That's a nice way to look at that. There's the bat exhibit. And that brings us into water animal exhibits. These are all dolphin tanks. Dolphins like hanging out in here. I've got 2 smaller and 2 larger ones, just so that these guys all have a nice bit of area to hang around in. You see there's 2 of them in this one. Very cool. And there's a little guy over here hanging out. These are actually 2 types of dolphins as well. There are bottlenose dolphins and Amazon River dolphins in this area. And then on over here are the glitchy sharks. There are 4 sharks in here, both tiger sharks and great whites. In this exhibit, they are all hanging out in here. Their tails glitch to the wall, so they look kind of weird sometimes because they're kind of glitchy. But they're hanging out in here, having a good time. And this exhibit you can actually, we'll be able to see when I start going down further into reptile tunnels. But this is the fish ravine, full of different fish, eels. There's a ton of different guys in here. Some of these are just normal Minecraft mobs. Like the salmon are just retextured, and so are the pufferfish, one right there. But yeah, there are a ton of different kinds of animals and fish in here. There's also a few squids hanging out. This place is absolutely massive and was a ton of fun to build. And that leads us to the final surface exhibit, or many exhibits really. That is the Aviary. The Aviary is the most recent project that I have done. I just finished it before this episode. And it's full of birds. So around here we've got the penguins. The penguins are currently not in here just because they kept unaliving and I couldn't figure out why. I literally safe-proofed this area and did multiple tests and I couldn't figure it out. So currently this exhibit is under construction. But this is the macaws and cockatoo exhibit. Now this exhibit you can actually go into and have... Hello, you aren't supposed to be in here. Hi. Hey, come here. I'm going to relocate you, actually. Come here. Those guys are supposed to actually be in a different exhibit. But yeah, this area you can kind of walk around in here, see all the burbs that are hanging out in here. I've got this little pathway around. This tree is hanging kind of low. Might need to be cut back or something. I don't know. Figure that out. But yeah, these guys, these are absolutely beautiful birds. I love the macaws in here, and the cockatoos are really cool as well. There's one, and there's, I think, some more over in this corner. Maybe I can get them out of the corner. There we go. Now you can see them. But yeah, there is the cockatoo and macaw exhibit. I have a nice little doorway in here so that none of the birds escape. And moving on over to the puffin and the Barbary partridge exhibit, which is there where these guys are actually supposed to be. But yeah, there is the puffin and Barbary partridge exhibit. They have a nice little rock up there. They can go and hide behind that if they so wish. And they love flying around and hanging out in this little pond. See that one? He's having a good time. Alright, the Barbary partridges actually don't go in there. They go in the one above it. There was just like a hole in the glass, so I just filled that up and put them back in there. Don't know what's going on over there. Looks like they're having a good time. So this is the puffin and the tropic bird exhibit, not the Barbary partridge exhibit. These guys instead with the glitchy tails. And then over here we've got the pied avocet and the frigate exhibit. They've got a nice little fake tree. I become obsessed with these things over here. Next, the ostriches, the males and the females. They've got a nice area in here to run around, got a lot of open space. And then the great horned owls, there is a female and a male somewhere in here. Don't know if we'll be able to find him among the grass and in the trees. But there is definitely a female and a male in here. Now it's time to travel up to the second layer, and I definitely need to light this place up better because mobs are spawning in here, and I don't want a creeper blowing up everything. That would not be ideal. Then up here we've got the albatross in the middle here. There's a ton of them in here, but they're fairly spread out, and they do like to nest and hunt together, so they are solo but also like company. Over here we've got the cream-colored coursers. They've got a nice desert and kind of like a savanna, a sandy beach almost area to hang around in. And on the other side of the albatross, we've got bald eagles. I think there's two of them in there, a male and a female. I had a baby at one point, but they had a giant river and the baby unalived, and it was very sad. But there it is, flying around. They have a nice cliff to hang out on. Cool area. Moving on over to the other side. Moving on over to the other side is where the Barbary partridges actually go, up here in their little leafy area. They do like to eat the leaves. Here we've got just another view on the macaw and cockatoo exhibit. Just a further up view where you can see them chilling out in the trees. And then on over here we've got the peregrine falcon exhibit. These guys, they like to hide among the grass, but there's one right there. And there should be another one in here somewhere. I don't know exactly where though. These guys are kind of sneaky. Oh, there it is. It's hanging out back there. I can barely see it moving around. It's a brown one, so it blends in well with the background. But yeah, that is all of the second layer of birds, and now up to the third layer. Alright, so in here I'm going to show you this guy because he's the only one. He's very, very lonely. He's the common loon. And then all of these are Cantabrian caperbellies. The rest of the animals in here are, or the birds, I guess. There's one right over there. They're kind of like wild turkeys pretty much. And they've got a nice little pond for the loon and then some nice grassland for the turkey. And then over here, these are the condors. They're pretty much vulture-like animals. They like to eat the remains of other animals. So I've got their little food barrel back there. They've got a pond, some tire swings, and some little custom trees just to fit their habitat. But that is the aviary. This place is absolutely massive, and I will show a view later of everything at night because this place glows so cool at night. And the little chandelier at top provides some great light. But now it is time to travel underground into Reptile tunnels. This is the entrance to Reptile tunnels. I've got some banners telling the name, and this is kind of like a rock sculpture snakehead, I guess, coming out of the ground that you'll walk into. It's pretty cool. First up is these Komodo dragons. There's 3 of them in here. They got a space behind the rock, some little ponds and rocky areas to hang around in, as well as some heat lamps to keep them nice and warm. Then we've got the Fiji banded iguanas. These guys are very cute. They've got this little exhibit, but they're quite small creatures, so it's alright. And they've got their heat lamp back there for warmth. Right here we've got the axolotl exhibits. These guys are really cute, and they kind of show off the new axolotls that are going to be coming out in the 1.17 update. Very excited about that. These are modeled a little bit differently, and they're tiny bit, well, not a tiny bit, they're quite a bit smaller than the axolotls coming out in the new update. They've got their little area in here, and I do have a minecart roaming around in here, just because, oh, I missed. Okay, that's fine. They used to produce, they used to produce slime balls, and I wanted to collect those. Okay, there's none in there right now, but at one point they did produce quite a few slime balls. That's why I've got that minecart running around under their exhibit. Behind me, I've got the Galapagos tortoise exhibit. These guys are very cool. I love them. They're huge. And they've got their little hidey hole thing back in here. They've got their little area away from humans. They enjoy hanging out on top of these rocks. A lot of the animals enjoy that. I might put a bench down here or something in the future, just kind of as a little, maybe even a concession stand would be kind of cool, like a cafeteria in this area. You could eat in the reptile tunnels. Reptile dining. Perhaps that would be a cool idea for over there, because I was going to expand over there, but then I expanded that way, and we're going to travel that way now. In here we've got the green anaconda. This guy is absolutely massive. I think it's a girl. It is a girl. It's a girl. This girl is absolutely massive. These are huge snakes. I've got a little water area back there. Food. She just really likes to hang out and bask in the warmth. She just sits there and hisses all day. Alright, well, we've got the Gila monsters who have all apparently decided to climb to the top of that rock. I don't know why they're up there, but they are up there, and that's fine. Over on this side, we've got the coconut crabs. These guys have an absolutely massive exhibit. It's huge, but there are a ton of them in there. They've all just decided, again, they all just like to climb up onto rocks and pile into corners. Don't quite know why. But yeah, there's the coconut crab exhibit. Behind them, we have the iguanas. The marine iguanas, to be precise. These guys are very cool. They looking pretty snazzy. I think there's 4 of them in here, all of different colors. So yeah, I have 4 different variants in here, and I really like this teal one. It looks really cool. Over here on this wall is the rattlesnake, who rattles every time I get close to him. I love that animation with his tail. That's really cool. And he has this little area just to hang out in. He's having a nice time rattling at me. Moving on over here, we've got our 4 box turtles. They have all got different exhibits because they are solitary, but they are all pretty much, well, not like identical in size, but identical in kind of what's in there and everything. So yeah, there's all of the box turtles. Over again is the tree frogs, who are all climbing up the glass. I kind of meant for them to climb on the trees, but them climbing on the glass is just fine too. They're looking pretty snazzy in there. And then we have the Xenimpus frogs. Now the Xenimpus frogs, there's 2 of them in here. They are swimming. They're like water frogs, pretty much. They do not go on land, trust me. I know, because I definitely didn't unalive them while trying to see what they ate or anything. No, that didn't happen. There's always been 2. I have never had 4. But yeah, there's these guys, and then time to travel down. But first, look, here's another view on the fish ravine. You can see all these guys hanging around in here. The eels looking very cool. Those look like the eels. The gray ones, or at least do. That one right there. Look like the eels that Ursula has in The Little Mermaid. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw them. Time to go downstairs. You've got one more view on all of the things down here, and down here you can actually see the octopus. The octopus, or octopi, like to hang out at the bottom here. There's a really cool colored one over there, and I know there's a couple red ones around that are very large. And I've got quite a few corals and sea urchins down here as well. Over here, we've got the hawksbill sea turtle. This guy, he is very fancy. He enjoys spinning and swimming, but he does have a little area up there with a little kind of alcove over there where he can hang out, have a nice time, but he likes staying in the water a lot. And then we've got the spinny guy. This is a dwarf crocodile, and he spins. He spends his day spinning. That is his favorite thing to do. I don't know if his hitbox is trapped. It probably is. But he's spinning, and he looks like he's having a good time, so we're just gonna let him spin. Just popping in here real fast to say that that's actually an Indian gharial and not a dwarf crocodile. And then we've got another interactive exhibit, which is the Eastern Stingray exhibit. You can kind of come up here and you can pet them. Yeah, these guys, I love Eastern Stingrays. I've actually been to an aquarium where they have a thing where you can pet stingrays, and it's very cool. 2-finger touches. Love those guys. And there's another octopus. Look at this guy's patterns. He's so cool. I love them. Well, I'm going to just head up here and get out the other exit of the zoo, which is actually on the other side of Reptile Tunnels. You can walk through here. So kind of the plan was for people to just kind of walk around in here, maybe go downstairs, come up along here, and then they're able to actually exit through this area of the of the tunnels. They can also enter here, but this is kind of, I imagined they walk through, come out here, or maybe they walk out here and walk there and go back to the entrance area. I don't know. But it is becoming nighttime, which means I will get to show this place off at night. But here, before it comes nighttime, is a bit of the overview of everything of my area. So there's my house, over here Aviary, rest of the zoo, reptile tunnels is underneath, parking lot, village, and all of this stuff. Next exhibits, I'm going to be filling out definitely all of this area, and probably even going up onto here, because while this is a ton of space, I have a ton of animals still to do in this series. So make sure you stick around for all of that to come. The sun is setting, it's almost nighttime, and the zoo is starting to glow. Flying over this place. It's absolutely awesome. I love these mods. These mods are all in the description, and I'm going to be doing a world download. Now, this world is in no way finished, and this series is in no way finished, but I'm going to be letting you guys play on it if you would like to do so. So just download all the mods that are in the description. They're always there for y'all. And I'll have this world down there as well, so you can just insert that as the mobs start to spawn. That's alright, our zoo's fairly lit up, except for that. Okay, I say it's fairly lit up and then everything spawns. But, the aviary. This is so cool. This just looks awesome. Alright, well, this mod will be in the description. I will leave all of the stuff that is in my inventory, in my ender chest, at 00 for y'all, so when you spawn you can obviously get over here. I'll put the cords there and everything, so you'll have an easy time finding this place. But with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and turn on those notifications if you don't want to miss a future episode of this series. It's going to be a ton of fun going on. But I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!